Classified Military Intelligence Report Galactic Date 7249.3 Subject Initial Assessment of Sol 3, Earth, Military Capabilities Reporting Officer, Captain Thrax 427 Clearance, Ultraviolet Begin Report. Let me start by saying that I protest this assignment. Not because I doubt my capabilities as the Galactic Military Council's finest intelligence officer. My 27 tentacles and superior brain capacity make me exceptionally qualified. No, I protest because sending our most sophisticated anti-gravity vessel to assess a gravity-bound species seems like overkill. Nevertheless, orders are orders. Initial scans of Sol 3 revealed readings that must be incorrect. Our sensors indicated surface gravity of 9.8 meters per square second. I recalibrated 3 times before accepting that yes, these primitives actually live under such crushing forces. The Council insisted I investigate how they managed to even stand upright, let alone maintain a military presence. My first observation target was their training facility designated Fort Benning. Through our advanced cloaking technology, I watched a human female designated as Major Diana Rodriguez, call sign Iron Bones, conducting what they call physical training. What followed has haunted my dreams and challenged everything I thought I knew about bipedal species. This impossible being began by running, not floating gracefully as any civilized being would, but repeatedly slamming her lower appendages into the ground, fighting against gravity with each step. For 20 kilometers, without stopping. My medical officer fainted when I showed him the footage. But it got worse. The next exercise involved Major Rodriguez ascending and descending a vertical structure using only her upper appendages. Multiple times. By choice. The entire squad following her seemed to treat this as routine. One of them was smiling, while deliberately fighting gravity. I submitted an initial report to the Council, but they accused me of exaggerating. That's when I decided to document the obstacle course session. In retrospect, I should have included a warning label on that footage. The humans began by crawling under razor-sharp wire barriers, through mud, again, by choice. They then proceeded to climb walls, swing across pits, and launch themselves over barriers like gravity was more of a suggestion than a law of physics. Major Rodriguez completed the course in what she called decent time, then immediately demanded to run it again because, and I quote, "We can do better." My third tentacle cluster is still twitching from witnessing the parachute training. They deliberately ascend to high altitudes in primitive aircraft, then jump out. Their only protection against the crushing gravity they live with daily is a piece of fabric. A piece of fabric. Some of them do this for recreation. They call it fun. Council, I must stress the seriousness of these observations. We have gravely underestimated the physical capabilities of humans. Any species that not only survives but thrives under such conditions, and then chooses to make their training even more demanding, cannot be approached with our standard protocols. Additional concerning observations. 1. They have competitions where they lift heavy objects for entertainment. 2. Their young practice something called gymnastics, which appears to be deliberately complex ways of defying gravity. 3. They invented something called parkour, which is essentially finding the most difficult way to get from point A to point B, usually involving vertical surfaces. 4. They complain about gravity but continue to function under it with alarming efficiency. Most disturbing of all, I observed Major Rodriguez teaching new recruits. Her exact words were, "Gravity is your friend. Embrace it, use it. When you learn to work with gravity, you can overcome anything." They're teaching themselves to weaponize gravity. The very force we've built our civilization around avoiding. Recommendation: immediate re-evaluation of Earth's threat level. These humans aren't primitive, they're gravity-hardened warriors who treat our greatest fear as their friend. Any military action against them would require extensive adaptation to their gravitational environment, which our forces are neither physically nor psychologically prepared for. Urgent addendum. Major Rodriguez just completed what they call a deadlift, with a weight that exceeds the total mass of our average infantry soldier. She then asked if anyone wanted to spot her for a heavier attempt. I'm submitting this report and requesting immediate extraction. End report. Personal note to Council. If you doubt any part of this report, I invite you to experience Earth gravity yourself. I'll be taking my mandatory rest period in a zero-gravity chamber, trying to forget what I've witnessed. Captain Thrax 427, signing off. I would like to formally register my objection to this entire operation. However, since the Council has decided to ignore my previous report's warnings and proceed with what they're calling a routine demonstration of superior technology, I am documenting everything for posterity and future court-martials. General Floaty McVoid, yes, he chose that name himself after his legendary zero-gravity campaigns, arrived yesterday with the 5th Anti-Gravity Fleet. The General's first words upon entering Earth's orbit were, and I quote, "These gravity-bound primitives won't know what hit them. Watch and learn, Captain Thrax, this is how you establish galactic dominance." I watched, I learned, but not the lesson the General intended. The plan was simple, which should have been our first warning. The 5th Fleet would demonstrate our superior technology by staging a mock invasion of the Fort Benning facility, using our anti-gravity generators to gently subdue the humans. The General specifically chose 0300 local time, believing the humans would be in their sleep cycle. He was wrong, so very wrong. 0300 hours, operation begins. Our ships deploy anti-gravity fields around the facility. The General gives a speech about how this will be textbook example of superior technology prevailing over primitive conditions. 0301 hours, we discover Major Rodriguez's unit doing something called a night training exercise. They're already awake, already running, in the dark, because apparently gravity isn't challenging enough. They need to fight it with limited visibility. 0305 hours, first wave of our troops deploys using personal anti-gravity units. The General orders them to float menacingly above the humans to demonstrate our superiority. Major Rodriguez's response: pull-up contest. 10 points for each alien you can grab. 0307 hours, we lose 12 soldiers to what the humans call muscle-ups. Turns out when you float menacingly above humans who can explosively launch themselves upward, you become an impromptu exercise equipment. 0310 hours, General McVoid deploys the gravity nullification beam, our most advanced technology for creating zero-gravity zones. His exact words: "Let's see them run their precious obstacle courses now." 0311 hours, we learn that humans have been training for zero-gravity conditions since something called NASA. Major Rodriguez's unit immediately starts using our nullification zones for what they call parkour training opportunities. 0315 hours, the General orders the deployment of our secret weapon, the gravity oscillator. It's designed to randomly vary gravity fields, making coordinated movement impossible. The humans call it a dynamic training environment, and seem disturbingly excited about the challenge. 0320 hours, Major Rodriguez figures out how to use the oscillating gravity fields to launch herself onto our command ship. She's giving a lecture to her troops about adapting to battlefield conditions, while standing on our hull. The General is having vapors. 0325 hours, our troops begin reporting severe motion sickness. Turns out constantly adjusting our anti-gravity units to avoid enthusiastic humans trying to use us as exercise equipment is more difficult than anticipated. Meanwhile, the humans are treating the entire operation as some sort of enhanced training program. 0330 hours, General McVoid orders a strategic retreat, claiming we've successfully tested their responses. Major Rodriguez asks if we can come back next week. Her unit needs the practice. Critical observations. 1. Humans don't just adapt to adverse gravity conditions. They weaponize them. 2. Our anti-gravity technology, the pinnacle of our civilization, has been reduced to an elaborate gymnasium. 3. Major Rodriguez's unit has requested blueprints of our gravity oscillator for the training facility upgrade program. 4. Several of our younger troops have requested transfer to Earth's military for real training. Recommendation: immediate cessation of all gravity-based military operations against Earth. Also, requisition of motion sickness medication for the entire Fifth Fleet. Personal note: General McVoid has locked himself in his quarters, muttering about impossible species and gravity-defying demons. I've sent him my entire collection of zero-gravity meditation crystals. He needs them more than I do. Addendum: Major Rodriguez just sent a formal thank you note for the most entertaining training session this month. This month, what are they normally doing? End report. Captain Thrax 427, requesting immediate reassignment to any galaxy where gravity is properly feared and respected. Council members, what follows is my report on the human response to our demonstration. I am dictating this from the medical bay, where I am being treated for what the doctors call acute gravitational reality syndrome. General McVoid is in the pod next to mine, still in fetal position, whimpering something about parkour demons. Following our failed attempt to demonstrate superiority, Major Rodriguez launched what she termed a friendly counter-exercise. I should note that humans appear to have a very different definition of friendly. Phase 1, the learning experience. Major Rodriguez began by giving her unit a comprehensive briefing on our anti-gravity technology. It took her 17 minutes to completely deconstruct the fundamental principles we spent millennia developing. Her exact words: "Look, they're just making gravity optional. Let's show them why that's a tactical mistake." She then proceeded to demonstrate why our entire technological foundation might be, in her words, putting all our eggs in one floaty basket. Phase 2, the demonstration. The humans divided their response into what they called teaching moments. Each one has been seared into my memory. Teaching moment 1. Gravity is your anchor. Major Rodriguez showed her troops how to use our gravity nullification zones as launching points. Basic physics states this should be impossible. The humans called it Thursday. Teaching moment 2. Momentum is your friend. We watched in horror as they transformed our carefully calibrated gravity oscillators into what they called bounce zones. Private Jenkins set what he claimed was a new personal record for consecutive mid-air somersaults. He then asked if he could install one in his quarters. Teaching moment 3. Use their float against them. This is where things went from concerning to catastrophic. Major Rodriguez demonstrated how our anti-gravity personal units could be transformed into impromptu human launches. The resulting maneuver has been designated the Rodriguez Special, and is now banned in 3 star systems. Phase 3, the exhibition. What followed was a coordinated display that has forced us to rewrite our entire military doctrine. Key moments include: 1. Sergeant Torres using our gravity nullification beam as a parkour highway to deliver coffee to the entire unit. Hot coffee, through zero gravity, without spilling a drop. 2. Corporal Chang proving that our anti-gravity shields are, in fact, excellent surfaces for what he called vertical break dancing. He scored it to music. 3. Private First Class Martinez discovering that our emergency gravity reversal safety systems can be triggered by precisely timed jumps, leading to what the humans called a gravity mosh pit. 4. The entire unit coordinating a complex maneuver they named Operation Newton's Revenge, which somehow turned our own gravity manipulation technology into an elaborate human juggling system, with themselves as the juggling balls. Phase 4, the aftermath. The humans have submitted a formal request to include our gravity manipulation technology in their regular training regimen. They cited unique training opportunities and excellent cardio potential. Major Rodriguez has personally submitted a 73-page proposal for what she calls zero-G enhanced combat techniques. It includes diagrams, The diagrams have smiley faces on them. Critical findings. 1. Humans don't just overcome gravity, they form alliances with it. 2. Our gravity manipulation technology has been effectively transformed into exercise equipment. 3. Several of our troops are now requesting human training manuals. 4. The word parkour has been banned from all military communications after causing widespread panic attacks. Psychological impact. 1. 43% of our forces have developed a fear of heights. 2. 27% flinch at the word bounce. 3. General McVoid has requested retirement to a high-gravity planet to feel secure. 4. I've started sleeping with a gravity anchor. Recommendation: immediate classification of humans as gravity anomalies, and revision of all first contact protocols to include gravitational capability assessment. Also, mandatory gravity endurance training for all military personnel. Personal note: Major Rodriguez sent us a gift basket. It contained gravity boots, a physics textbook, and a note saying, "Thanks for the workout. I'm having it analyzed for psychological warfare techniques." End report. Captain Thrax 427, requesting transfer to the Diplomatic Corps. At least there'll only have to deal with metaphorical gravity. Galactic Military Council Official Proceedings. Galactic Date 7250.0. Subject: Implementation of Gravity Assessment Protocol. Speaker: Former Captain, now Chief of Gravitational Intelligence, Thrax 427. Classification: Required reading for all military personnel. Begin transcript. Distinguished Council members, esteemed colleagues, and traumatized veterans of Operation Gravity Check. I stand before you today actually standing, thanks to 6 months of gravity adaptation therapy, to present the new First Contact Gravity Assessment Protocol, or as we're calling it, GravCheck. This protocol has been developed with significant input from our new human division, led by Major Diana "Iron Bones" Rodriguez, who is currently doing one-armed push-ups in Earth's gravity while reviewing this transcript. Show off. Section 1. The New Reality. Let me be clear, everything we thought we knew about military advantage was floating in the wrong direction. Our civilization's greatest achievement, the mastery of anti-gravity technology, has been effectively redefined as that thing humans use for extreme sports. The following changes are now in effect. 1. All gravity-based technological superiority claims are hereby suspended. 2. The term gravity-bound primitives is officially classified as hate speech. 3. General McVoid's memoir, Float Like a Butterfly, has been moved to the fiction section. 4. The Anti-Gravity Combat Manual is being rewritten. The working title is, So You Think You Can Float? A Beginner's Guide to Not Embarrassing Yourself in Front of Humans. Section 2. The Protocol. Before any military operation, the following assessments are now mandatory. 1. Gravity Strength Assessment. 1. If the target species lives in anything over 7 meters per square second, retreat immediately. 2. If they have fitness centers called gyms, retreat faster. 3. If they invented something called CrossFit, don't even bother showing up. 1. Cultural analysis. 1. Check if they view gravity as A challenge, B, a friend, or C, something to conquer for fun. 2. If they have sports involving deliberate falling, skiing, skydiving, etc., mark as extremely dangerous. 3. If they do these activities recreationally, mark as clinically insane. 1. Military Capability Review. 1. Look for phrases like gravity training, obstacle course, or parkour. 2. Check if their military training includes voluntary falling. 3. Note any tendency to turn environmental hazards into fitness equipment. Section 3. The Human Factor. At Major Rodriguez's insistence, we've established the Interstellar Physical Training Exchange Program. The results have been concerning. 1. 3 alien species have requested gravity simulation chambers for practice. 2. The term leg day has entered galactic military jargon. 3. Major Rodriguez's training sessions are now the most watched content on the Galactic Military Network. 4. We've had to establish a support group for species experiencing gravity inadequacy issues. Section 4. Future implications. The humans have agreed to join the Galactic Military Council on one condition: they get to oversee all gravity-related military training. Major Rodriguez is currently designing what she calls Basic Training, Galaxy Edition. The preview made 2 council members faint. New standard operating procedures. 1. All first contact teams must now include at least one gravity-adapted specialist. 2. Anti-gravity technology is no longer classified as a military advantage. 3. The phrase, "it's just gravity," is banned from military communications. 4. All personnel must complete basic gravity endurance training. 5. Shopping for gravity boots is now an approved military expense. Addendum. Personal note from Chief Thrax 427. As I conclude this presentation, I'd like to share a personal revelation. Last week, I visited Earth for a follow-up assessment. Major Rodriguez invited me to try something called a beginner's yoga class. I accepted, thinking it would be a gentle introduction to gravity-based movement. I was wrong, so very wrong. But I completed the class. Yes, I needed anti-gravity assistance to get out of bed the next day. Yes, I now understand why humans make those strange groaning noises when they move. And yes, I've signed up for next week's class. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that gravity doesn't make you weak. It makes you human strong. And maybe, just maybe, that's not such a bad thing to be. Final note: Major Rodriguez has reviewed this protocol and added her own comment. Looking forward to the next friendly exercise. Bring gravity boots. I've already approved the medical bay expansion budget. End transcript. Chief of Gravitational Intelligence Thrax 427, now doing physical therapy twice a week and proudly able to stand in 1.3 Gs for up to 10 minutes. P.S. Major Rodriguez, if you're reading this, the answer is no, I will not try hot yoga next. Some mysteries of human gravity mastery should remain mysteries.